Have you ever stood at the edge of something that felt impossible? Maybe it was a tough conversation you kept putting off, a goal that felt too big to chase, or even a new habit you swore you'd start, but never did. That moment, when you know exactly what needs to be done, but every part of you wants to turn away, is where most people stop. It's easier to scroll, to distract yourself, to wait for some magical burst of motivation. But deep down, you know the truth. If you always stop there, nothing ever changes. Our brains are wired to resist hard things. They crave safety, comfort, and the path of least resistance. And in today's world, comfort is everywhere. On-demand entertainment, endless distractions, even shortcuts to solve problems we don't want to face. It's no wonder we avoid what's difficult. But here's the thing. Every time you choose ease over effort, you're teaching your brain that comfort is king. And what does that cost you? Opportunities, growth, the chance to become the person you know you're capable of being. What if you could change that? What if you could train your mind to see hard things, not as obstacles, but as opportunities, to embrace discomfort as the price of progress? It's not easy, and it won't happen overnight, but it's possible. And more than that, it's necessary. Because the life you want, the growth you seek, the strength you admire in others, it's all on the other side of doing the hard things you've been avoiding. In this piece, we're going deep into why it's so hard to face resistance, what happens when we avoid it, and, most importantly, how to retrain your brain to take it on. This isn't just about willpower, it's about rewiring your mind to work with you, not against you. It's about reclaiming your ability to act, even when it's uncomfortable. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or afraid to take that first step, this is for you. Before we begin, please subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on more amazing videos like this. Let's get started. The weight of avoidance. What's one hard thing you've been avoiding, and why? Maybe it's a difficult conversation you've been dreading, a workout you promised yourself you'd start, or a project that's been sitting untouched on your to-do list for weeks. Whatever it is, chances are you've found every excuse to sidestep it. You tell yourself you'll get to it tomorrow, but tomorrow never feels any easier. And deep down, you know this isn't just about being busy or not ready. It's about the weight of avoidance, a quiet, heavy resistance that keeps pulling you away from the things you know you should do. Take a moment to think about this. How often do you catch yourself in that pattern? Here's a simple example. You set a goal to exercise more, so you pack your gym clothes and tell yourself, this is the day. But when the time comes, you find reasons to delay. I'm too tired. I'll go after I finish this episode. It's just one day. It doesn't matter. Before you know it, a single missed workout snowballs into weeks of inaction. And the irony? Avoiding the discomfort only makes it harder to start the next time. The truth is, avoidance feels good, at least for a moment. It's like a quick exhale of relief. Not today, but that relief is fleeting, and it comes with a cost. Every time we avoid hard things, we reinforce a powerful message in our minds. Discomfort is dangerous, and we should run from it. This isn't your fault. It's how the human brain works. For centuries, our survival depended on avoiding pain and conserving energy. But in a world where physical survival is rarely at stake, this instinct often works against us. Instead of protecting us, it holds us back. And here's the part we don't talk about enough. Growth, the kind of growth that makes life richer and more meaningful, only happens when we confront discomfort. That tough conversation you've been avoiding? It could lead to a deeper understanding. That project you keep putting off? It could open doors you never imagined. But the cost of avoidance is always the same: stagnation. And over time, stagnation becomes regret. If you're tired of that cycle, know this: pushing past resistance is a skill, not a talent. It's not about willpower. It's about learning to recognize discomfort as a signal, not to retreat, but to lean in. The hard things you're avoiding aren't obstacles. They're invitations to grow. Why hard things are hard. Why is it so hard to start that project, have that conversation, or stick to that habit you know could change your life? It's not because you're lazy or incapable. The truth is, your brain is designed to avoid hard things. It's wired to keep you safe, conserve energy, and chase instant gratification. This served our ancestors well when survival depended on conserving strength and steering clear of danger. But in today's world, where growth requires discomfort, this same wiring can hold us back. At the core of this resistance is a simple concept. Your brain loves the path of least resistance. Every time you avoid something hard, you get a small rush of relief. That rush is dopamine, a chemical reward for staying in your comfort zone. Dopamine isn't inherently bad. It's what makes us feel good when we achieve something or enjoy a favorite activity. But modern life is full of cheap dopamine. Social media, video games, binge-worthy shows, even endless snacks. They all deliver hits of dopamine with minimal effort. Why work on a challenging task when you can scroll through your feed and get an instant sense of reward? But here's the catch. Easy dopamine comes at a cost. It tricks your brain into thinking you're achieving something, even when you're standing still. Meanwhile, the tasks that could truly change your life, writing that novel, committing to a fitness routine, building a skill, require sustained effort without instant payoff. Your brain interprets these as threats because they feel hard and uncertain, so it nudges you toward easier options instead. Think of your brain like a muscle. When you consistently choose the easy route, you weaken its ability to handle effort and discomfort. It's like skipping the gym every day for years. You'll lose strength over time. But when you consistently choose to push through hard tasks, even in small ways, you're training your brain to tolerate discomfort and grow stronger. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, understood this well. He believed that obstacles weren't barriers, but opportunities to build strength. The impediment to action advances action, he wrote. What stands in the way becomes the way. Modern distractions, however, make this mindset even harder to embrace. The world today is designed to cater to avoidance. Algorithms on social media are engineered to keep you scrolling. Apps make every convenience available at the tap of a button. Entertainment is endless, and instant gratification is always within reach. These distractions aren't just convenient, they're addictive. And the more we lean on them, the more we lose our ability to face discomfort head-on. Let's take someone who's never exercised a day in their life, for example. One day they decide to run a marathon. They lace up their shoes, hit the track, and within minutes, they're overwhelmed, out of breath, and ready to quit. Not because they're incapable, but because their muscles aren't trained for the task. The same is true for your brain. If you've spent years avoiding hard things, it's not surprising that facing one feels overwhelming. But just as the body grows stronger with consistent training, so does the mind. Doing hard things builds a kind of psychological resilience, a mental toughness that only comes from effort. It's not about being born with an extraordinary ability to focus or persevere. It's about showing up every day, even when it's hard, and proving to yourself that you can. Think about a time when you pushed through something difficult, a time when you wanted to give up, but didn't. Maybe it was finishing a tough exam, navigating a rocky relationship, or sticking with a fitness goal. Do you remember how it felt afterward? That sense of pride and accomplishment. That's not just emotional, it's neurological. Every time you face resistance and keep going, you're rewiring your brain to associate effort with reward, not just discomfort. This is why hard things are hard. They demand more than skill or knowledge. They require courage. The courage to face uncertainty, discomfort, and even failure. They demand sustained effort in a world that tempts you with shortcuts. But the rewards of doing hard things are unmatched. They don't just build achievements, they build character. So the next time you feel resistance creeping in, remind yourself of this. The challenge you're facing isn't just an obstacle, it's an opportunity to train your mind, to build strength, and to grow. As Marcus Aurelius taught, the obstacle truly is the way. Choose to lean in, even when every part of you wants to turn away. Hard things don't just make life better, they make you better. The cost of avoidance. Every time you avoid something hard, it feels harmless. You tell yourself it's just this once, that there's plenty of time to get back on track. But the truth is, avoidance doesn't stay small. It grows. One skipped task turns into two. One delayed conversation becomes months of silence. Before you know it, the things you avoided have quietly shaped your life in ways you never intended. Avoidance may offer a fleeting sense of relief, but it comes with a heavy price. Missed opportunities, stalled growth, and worst of all, regret. Think of life like a garden. When you show up and do the work, planting, watering, weeding, you create something beautiful and alive. But when you avoid tending to it, weeds take over. The neglect doesn't show immediately. For a while, it might even seem like everything's fine. But slowly, the garden transforms. The flowers wilt, the soil dries up, and the weeds spread until they choke out everything you once cared about. Avoidance works the same way. It creeps in quietly, convincing you that skipping a hard thing today won't matter. But over time, the things you neglect become harder to salvage. Let's take this for example. A friend of mine had always dreamed of starting her own business. She had the ideas, the skills, and even the resources to begin. But every time she sat down to work on it, she found reasons to delay. "I'll wait until I have more time," she'd say. Or, "I just need to learn a little more before I start." Weeks turned into months, and months turned into years. When she finally decided to start, she found herself overwhelmed. Her industry had shifted, her confidence had eroded, and the regret of waiting weighed heavily on her. The garden she'd imagined had been overrun by weeds of fear, doubt, and missed opportunities. Today, avoidance is easier than ever. We live in a culture obsessed with ease and efficiency. There's an app for everything: cooking, exercising, even thinking. Artificial intelligence promises to simplify the most complex tasks, and entertainment is available on demand, 24/7. While these conveniences are helpful, they also make it dangerously easy to sidestep challenges. Why learn a new skill when you can outsource it? Why face discomfort when distraction is just a swipe away? The constant pursuit of ease teaches us that struggle is unnecessary and that everything hard can and should be avoided. But this mindset has a cost. It robs us of the chance to grow. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens when you face resistance, when you struggle, and when you choose to show up even when it's hard. Think about the people you admire: athletes, artists, innovators. None of them got to where they are by avoiding challenges. They leaned into them. They chose the hard path, knowing that the struggle itself would make them stronger. Avoidance may feel good in the moment, but it doesn't build anything lasting. And that's the real tragedy of avoidance. It compounds. When you avoid one hard thing, it becomes easier to avoid the next. Over time, this pattern of inaction creates stagnation, a life where you're standing still while the world moves on around you. Worse, it breeds regret. The things you avoid don't just disappear. They linger in the back of your mind, growing heavier with time. You start to wonder what might have been if you'd acted sooner, if you'd faced the discomfort instead of running from it. So, how do you break free from this cycle? It starts with recognizing that avoidance is never a neutral choice. When you avoid something hard, you're not just delaying it. You're choosing to let it grow into something harder. But when you face it, even in small ways, you reclaim control. It's like pulling weeds from the garden. The work may be tiring and uncomfortable, but it clears space for growth, for beauty, and for life to thrive. Avoidance is seductive because it promises short-term relief, but that relief is a lie. The longer you avoid a challenge, the more power it gains over you. Facing hard things, on the other hand, doesn't just solve problems. It strengthens you. It proves to yourself that you're capable, that you can handle resistance and come out better on the other side. So, the next time you catch yourself avoiding something, pause and ask, what will this cost me if I don't face it now? The answer might not feel urgent at the moment, but over time, the weight of avoidance adds up. Choose instead to show up, to do the work, to tend to the garden of your life. It won't be easy, but it will always be worth it. Rewiring your brain for discomfort. If avoiding hard things comes easy, that's because it is. Over time, your brain has learned to steer you away from discomfort. It's not a personal flaw, it's a deeply ingrained survival mechanism. But just like any habit, it can be unlearned. The key is rewiring your brain to see discomfort as something valuable, rather than something to escape. It's a process, and yes, it's hard, but it's also transformative. Let's take your standing at the base of a mountain. The summit is where you want to be. A completed project, a healthier body, a stronger relationship, or a skill you've always wanted to learn. But from where you stand, the peak looks impossibly far. You can't climb it in one leap. The only way to reach the top is by taking small, intentional steps, one after another. Rewiring your brain works the same way. It's not about sudden, dramatic change. It's about committing to the climb, even when it feels slow and uncertain. The first step is simple, but not always easy. You need to face what you're avoiding. Is it a conversation you've been putting off? A task you've been procrastinating on? A habit you've been meaning to build? Write it down. Be honest with yourself. Sometimes the hardest part is admitting what you've been running from. To make this step less overwhelming, try this. Imagine you're looking at your life from the outside. What would a wise friend or mentor say you've been avoiding? Often, we're too close to our struggles to see them clearly. A little perspective can make all the difference. Recognizing what you're avoiding isn't about judging yourself. It's about understanding where you need to start. When Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. He was reminding us that change begins within. You can't control how hard something feels, but you can control whether or not you face it. Once you've identified what you're avoiding, the next step is to shrink it down. One of the biggest reasons we avoid hard things is because they feel too big, too overwhelming. The solution? Break them into smaller, manageable pieces. Let's say you've been avoiding starting a fitness routine. Instead of thinking about transforming your body or committing to a year-long program, focus on just 15 minutes of movement today. That's it, just 15 minutes. When the task feels smaller, your brain is less likely to resist it. This approach works for anything. Writing a report? Start with just the first paragraph. Cleaning your house? Focus on one corner of one room. Tackling a conversation? Begin by planning what you want to say. Each small step chips away at the mountain, bringing the summit closer. Think of it like training for a marathon. You don't run 26 miles on day 1. You start with 1 mile, then 2, building strength and endurance as you go. Similarly, breaking hard tasks into smaller steps helps you build mental endurance. The process is slow, but progress is progress. One of the most powerful ways to rewire your brain is to reward it for effort, not just results. When you celebrate small wins, you're retraining your brain's reward system. Instead of craving instant gratification from distractions, it starts associating effort with a sense of achievement. For example, if you spent 15 minutes working on something you've been avoiding, acknowledge that. Say to yourself, I showed up, and that matters. If you completed the first step of a larger project, permit yourself to feel proud. These small celebrations might seem trivial, but they're not. They reinforce the habit of effort and build momentum for the next step. This process ties directly to dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. By celebrating progress, no matter how small, you're giving your brain a natural hit of dopamine. Over time, this creates a new association. Discomfort leads to progress, and progress feels good. Let's be honest, none of this is easy. Facing discomfort is messy, unpredictable, and often frustrating. There will be days when you feel stuck, when progress feels slow, when you wonder if it's even worth it. But here's the truth. It is worth it. And those hard moments are where the real transformation happens. Progress doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful. Even if you stumble, even if you have to start over, you're still moving forward. It's like climbing a mountain in bad weather. You might slip, you might take a wrong turn, but every step upward gets you closer to the summit. And when you finally look back, you'll see how far you've come. The path of embracing discomfort is one that many remarkable people have walked. Think of athletes like Michael Jordan, who famously said, "I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Jordan didn't avoid the hard work. It was his relentless effort in the face of discomfort that made him a legend. Or consider an entrepreneur like Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She started with nothing but an idea and faced rejection after rejection before her business took off. Instead of letting fear or doubt stop her, she leaned into the challenges, using them as fuel to keep going. These examples aren't just inspiring stories. They're proof that facing hard things, even when it's uncomfortable, leads to extraordinary results. The people we admire aren't superhuman. They've simply trained their minds to embrace discomfort and keep moving forward. Stoic wisdom teaches us an essential lesson about hard things. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." You can't control how hard something feels, but you can control how you respond to it. This mindset is liberating. It shifts your focus away from the obstacles themselves and onto the actions you can take. It reminds you that progress isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. Rewiring your brain for discomfort doesn't happen overnight. It's a process that requires consistent, intentional effort. But the good news is, your brain is adaptable. It can learn to see discomfort not as a threat, but as an opportunity. Start small. Identify one hard thing you've been avoiding and take the first step. Break it into manageable pieces. Celebrate every bit of progress, no matter how small. And when resistance creeps in, remind yourself of the summit, the growth, the strength, and the fulfillment that comes from doing hard things. Discomfort isn't the enemy, it's a sign that you're on the right path. Keep climbing. You're stronger than you think. How hard things build resilience. Growth doesn't come from staying comfortable. It comes from resistance. The moments when life pushes back, when things feel uncertain, when you want to give up but choose to keep going. Those are the moments that shape you. Resilience, the ability to bounce back and grow stronger, is not something you're born with. It's something you build, and hard things are the weights you lift to strengthen it. Resilience is like a muscle. If you never challenge it, it stays weak. Think of someone who avoids physical activity entirely. Their muscles atrophy, their stamina dwindles, and even the smallest tasks, climbing a flight of stairs, carrying groceries, feel overwhelming. Now, imagine the opposite. Someone who trains consistently. They don't just grow stronger physically. They build confidence, endurance, and the ability to handle greater challenges over time. The same is true for your mental and emotional resilience. It only grows when you push it. I once faced a moment that tested me in ways I never expected. It was my first major public speaking event. I had always been someone who avoided the spotlight, terrified of saying the wrong thing or being judged. But this opportunity was too important to pass up. In the weeks leading up to the event, I was riddled with anxiety. Every time I practiced, my mind would race with what-ifs. What if I forget everything? What if I fail? The night before, I barely slept. Everything in me wanted to back out, to avoid the discomfort altogether. But I didn't. I showed up, heart pounding, voice shaking, and started speaking. And something incredible happened. I got through it. It wasn't perfect, but it didn't need to be. That moment taught me something profound. Resilience isn't about being fearless. It's about feeling the fear, the discomfort, the resistance, and doing it anyway. When it was over, I realized the challenge had left me stronger. The next time I faced a similar situation, the fear was still there, but it was smaller. I had proven to myself that I could endure. What hard things teach us. Doing hard things isn't just about achieving a goal. It's about who you become along the way. Each challenge you face reshapes you, teaching you to navigate discomfort with patience and purpose. Hardship forces you to sit with your emotions, fear, frustration, and self-doubt, without letting them dictate your actions. Over time, this quiet endurance strengthens your emotional core, showing you that you're capable of more than you thought. Facing resistance also sharpens your ability to adapt. When obstacles arise, you learn to think differently, to find a way forward even when the path feels blocked. The solutions don't always come easily, but that's the point. Each time you confront the hard thing instead of turning away, you're teaching your mind that challenges aren't walls, they're stepping stones. The Stoics believed that hardship is not something to fear, but something to embrace. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This mindset reframes difficulty not as a punishment, but as an invitation to grow. Resistance isn't there to stop you. It's there to strengthen you. Imagine lifting a heavy weight for the first time. At first, your muscles strain and burn, and the task feels impossible. But with each repetition, the muscles adapt, growing stronger and more capable. Life's challenges work the same way. The struggles you face today might feel overwhelming, but they're preparing you for bigger obstacles down the road. With every hard thing you conquer, you're building a reservoir of strength you didn't know you had. Resilience isn't about seeking out suffering. It's not about pushing yourself to the breaking point just to prove something. Instead, it's about recognizing that discomfort is a necessary part of growth. The hard thing in front of you might not get easier, but you get stronger. It's easy to look at people who seem resilient, athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, and assume they were born that way. But that's not the case. Their resilience was built through countless moments of struggle and perseverance. Each failure, each setback, each moment of doubt became a brick in the foundation of their strength. When you embrace hard things, you're not just overcoming a single challenge. You're changing how you respond to challenges altogether. You're teaching yourself to see resistance not as something to fear, but as something to welcome. That doesn't mean it's easy or painless. Progress rarely is, but it's worth it. The next time you face something hard, remind yourself, this is how resilience is built. Every step you take, every moment you endure, every challenge you face is making you stronger. The hard thing in front of you is not the enemy, it's the path. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to the person you want to become. Keep showing up. Keep practicing. The hard things will always be hard, but you'll get stronger, and that strength will be worth every ounce of effort. You've now learned that doing hard things isn't just about willpower. It's about training your mind to see discomfort as a powerful signal for growth. Every time you face resistance, you're not just tackling a task. You're building resilience, strength, and character. Remember, the hard things you're avoiding, they're not obstacles, they're opportunities. And by facing them, you're becoming the person you're meant to be. If you found this video helpful and you're ready to embrace discomfort for growth, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and like the video. Keep pushing forward, and I'll see you in the next one.
The procrastination plague. Have you ever found yourself scrolling mindlessly through social media or binge-watching shows when you should be working on an important project or studying for an exam? If so, you're not alone. Procrastination is a modern-day epidemic that affects millions of people, robbing them of productivity, success, and inner peace. We've all been there, hitting the snooze button one too many times, leaving that dreaded task for later, only to find ourselves overwhelmed and scrambling to meet deadlines. Procrastination is like a sneaky demon that whispers tempting excuses in our ears, luring us away from what truly matters. But what if I told you that the key to slaying this procrastination demon lies in the wisdom of ancient philosophers? Stoicism, a school of thought dating back to ancient Greece and Rome, offers powerful insights and strategies that could revolutionize how you approach your tasks and goals. Imagine a student, let's call her Emily, who struggled with chronic procrastination. Despite her best intentions, she constantly put off assignments until the last minute, leading to sleepless nights, poor work, and mounting stress. Sound familiar? Ancient wisdom, modern solution. Stoicism, a philosophy founded by the ancient Greek thinker Zeno of Citium, emphasizes living in alignment with nature, embracing virtues like self-control and resilience, and focusing on what's within our control. At the same time, it may seem like an ancient and irrelevant concept. Still, The teachings of Stoicism have profound relevance in our modern, fast-paced world, especially when battling procrastination. Stoic philosophy's core lies in mastering our perceptions and emotions. Procrastination often stems from negative thought patterns, such as fear of failure, perfectionism, or a lack of motivation. The Stoics understood that our thoughts shape our reality, and by reframing our perspectives, we can overcome the mental barriers that fuel procrastination. For example, one of the vital Stoic principles is the dichotomy of control, separating what's within our power from what isn't. When procrastinating, we often fixate on external factors beyond our control, like the task's difficulty or others' opinions. However, the Stoics teach us to focus our energy on what we can control: our actions, mindset, and effort. Imagine if Emily, our procrastinating student, approached her assignments with this Stoic mindset. Instead of dwelling on the daunting nature of the task or worrying about potential criticism, she could shift her focus to the aspects within her control: her dedication, her time management, and her commitment to producing quality work. To overcome procrastination, we can adopt the practical philosophy of Stoicism. This will give us the mental strength and resilience to face procrastination head-on. By adopting the right mindset and strategies, we can transform procrastination from an overwhelming obstacle into a challenge we can overcome. Taming the demon of desire. Our desire for pleasure and hatred for discomfort often causes procrastination. We seek immediate satisfaction by browsing social media or watching TV shows while avoiding the effort and difficulty required to complete essential tasks. To put it simply, we procrastinate because we want to feel good right now, even though it may lead to negative consequences in the long term. The Stoics recognized this human tendency and offered powerful insights into managing our desires. According to the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This principle reminds us that we can control our reactions and choose how to respond to our desires. Imagine Emily, our procrastinating student, faced with the temptation of mindless social media scrolling instead of starting her essay. The Stoic approach would be to pause and acknowledge the desire for instant pleasure, but then consciously resist it in favor of the long-term satisfaction of completing her work. The Stoics also taught the concept of negative visualization, a mental exercise in which we imagine the potential consequences of indulging our desires. For instance, Emily could envision the stress and disappointment of rushing to complete her essay at the last minute or receiving a poor grade due to subpar work. By practicing negative visualization, we can cultivate a deeper appreciation for the present moment and the tasks rather than succumbing to fleeting desires that ultimately undermine our goals and well-being. Another Stoic strategy for taming desire is the concept of premeditation malorum, or the premeditation of potential adversities. This involves mentally preparing ourselves for challenges and difficulties to better handle them with resilience and stability when they arise. For Emily, this could mean acknowledging the inherent difficulty and discomfort associated with essay writing and recognizing that these challenges are temporary and surmountable with discipline and perseverance. By embracing these Stoic principles, we can develop a greater awareness of our desires and a more vital ability to manage them, freeing ourselves from procrastination and cultivating a more focused and productive mindset. Mastering the present moment. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is living in the present moment, a concept that holds immense value in our battle against procrastination. When we procrastinate, we often find ourselves trapped in a cycle of rumination about the past or anxiety about the future, neglecting the present moment and the tasks at hand. The Stoic philosopher Seneca eloquently captured this idea by saying, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient." Imagine Emily, our procrastinating student, constantly worrying about the looming deadline for her essay or dwelling on past failures. By embracing Seneca's wisdom, she could learn to let go of these unproductive thoughts and instead focus her energy on the present task, writing her essay with dedication and mindfulness. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of living in alignment with nature and accepting the natural flow of events. When we resist the present moment or cling to unrealistic expectations, we create unnecessary suffering and make it harder to take action. For Emily, this could mean acknowledging that writing an essay is a natural part of her academic journey and that discomfort and challenges are inevitable. By accepting these realities with equanimity, she can approach her task with a sense of calm and focus rather than resistance and procrastination. One powerful Stoic technique for cultivating present moment awareness is the practice of mindfulness meditation. Training our minds to stay grounded in the here and now allows us to develop the mental clarity and focus necessary to tackle tasks without succumbing to distractions or procrastination. Imagine Emily taking a few minutes before starting her essay to engage in a brief mindfulness exercise, such as focusing on her breath or practicing body scanning. This simple act can help her quiet the mental chatter, center herself in the present moment, and approach her work with renewed clarity and intention. By mastering the present moment through Stoic principles and practices, we can break free from procrastination and unlock a newfound sense of productivity, focus, and inner peace. The art of self-discipline. At the heart of overcoming procrastination lies the cultivation of self-discipline, a virtue that the Stoics held in high regard. Self-discipline is the ability to govern our thoughts, emotions, and actions to pursue our goals, even in the face of temptation and adversity. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized the importance of self-discipline, stating, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." This analogy reminds us that cultivating self-discipline is a process that requires patience, persistence, and a long-term perspective. Just as a fig tree doesn't bear fruit overnight, developing the self-control needed to overcome procrastination takes time and consistent effort. For Emily, our procrastinating student, this could mean setting realistic goals and breaking her essay into manageable tasks, gradually building her self-discipline muscle with each small victory over procrastination. The Stoics also taught the concept of premeditation, or the practice of mentally rehearsing and preparing for challenges before they arise. By anticipating potential obstacles and temptations, we can fortify our resolve and develop strategies to overcome them. Imagine Emily anticipating the urge to procrastinate by scrolling through social media or watching TV while working on her essay. Through the Stoic practice of premeditatio, she could mentally prepare herself for these distractions and develop countermeasures such as disabling notifications, setting time limits, or physically removing herself from tempting environments. Another Stoic principle supporting self-discipline is the memento mori, or contemplating mortality. By reflecting on the fleeting nature of life, we can cultivate a sense of urgency and appreciation for the present moment, motivating us to use our time wisely and pursue our goals with focused determination. For Emily, memento mori could be a powerful reminder to make the most of her academic opportunities and avoid squandering her precious time on procrastination and distractions. One Stoic exercise that can help develop self-discipline is the practice of voluntary discomfort. This involves intentionally exposing ourselves to minor discomforts or challenges, such as taking a cold shower or fasting for a short period. By conquering these small tests of willpower, we build our self-disciplinary muscles, making it easier to resist the temptation of procrastination in the face of more significant challenges. Embracing the Stoic mindset. While the Stoic principles and strategies we've explored thus far offer powerful tools for combating procrastination, their true power lies in embracing the Stoic mindset, a fundamental shift in perspective that can transform our approach to life and work. The Stoic mindset is one of acceptance, resilience, and focus on what's within our control. It's a way of living that cultivates inner peace, self-mastery, and the ability to navigate life's challenges with equanimity and wisdom. Imagine Emily, our procrastinating student, adopting this Stoic mindset. Instead of viewing her essay as a daunting burden, she could reframe it as an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. Rather than resisting the discomfort of writing, she could embrace it as a natural part of the process, acknowledging that discomfort is often necessary for progress. By embodying the Stoic mindset, Emily could approach her tasks with calm determination, free from the debilitating anxieties and distractions that often fuel procrastination. One of the critical aspects of the Stoic mindset is the concept of amor fati, or the love of one's fate. This doesn't mean passive acceptance of circumstances, but rather a willing embrace of the present moment and a recognition that every situation, no matter how challenging, holds the potential for growth and wisdom. For Emily, practicing amor fati could mean acknowledging the reality of her essay deadline and embracing the opportunity to develop her writing skills, time management abilities, and personal discipline. The Stoic mindset also emphasizes the virtue of equanimity, the ability to maintain a balanced and rational perspective in the face of adversity or external circumstances. By cultivating equanimity, we can avoid being swept away by fleeting emotions or reactive impulses, often leading to procrastination and poor decision-making. Imagine Emily encountering setbacks or frustrations while working on her essay. With a Stoic mindset rooted in equanimity, she could approach these challenges with a level head, focusing on what's within her control and taking practical steps to overcome obstacles, rather than succumbing to procrastination or self-defeat. The Stoic mindset is like a sturdy shield that protects us from procrastination, distraction, and self-doubt. Just as warriors rely on their shields to deflect enemy blows, embracing the Stoic mindset can help us deflect the mental and emotional attacks that often derail our productivity and progress. Stoic warriors against procrastination. Throughout this journey, we've explored the ancient wisdom of Stoicism and its profound relevance in our modern battle against procrastination. From taming our desires to mastering the present moment, cultivating self-discipline, and embracing the Stoic mindset, these timeless principles offer a powerful arsenal for slaying the procrastination demons that hold us back. Imagine the transformation Emily, our once procrastinating student, has undergone by adopting these Stoic strategies. No longer is she a slave to fleeting pleasures or crippling anxieties. Instead, she approaches her tasks with focus, resilience, and a deep sense of inner peace. The Stoics understood that true freedom and fulfillment come not from external circumstances, but from the mastery of our minds and emotions. By embracing their teachings, we too can liberate ourselves from the shackles of procrastination and unlock our full potential as productive, self-disciplined individuals. So, My fellow Stoic warriors, it's time to take up arms against the procrastination demons that have plagued us for too long. Equip yourselves with the wisdom of the ancient Stoics and let their principles guide you on the path to productivity, self-mastery, and inner tranquility. Remember, the battle against procrastination is not won in a single day, but through a lifetime of consistent effort and unwavering commitment to personal growth. Embrace the Stoic virtues of resilience, self-discipline, and equanimity, and you'll find yourself conquering challenges that once seemed impossible. The road ahead may be long, but with the Stoic mindset as your compass, you'll navigate it with grace, focus, and an unshakable determination to live your best life, free from the chains of procrastination. Let this transformative journey guide you to becoming the Stoic warrior you were destined to be, a true master of your time, your actions, and the future.
Change feels like one of those big, intimidating mountains to climb. We're all looking for the shortcut, the quick fix that will change everything in an instant. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that transformation has to happen overnight, that we need to take dramatic leaps or make drastic changes in order to see real progress. I get it. I've been there. You set a goal, and at first the excitement is there. The motivation feels like a fire ready to burn through anything in its way. But after a few days, that fire dims, and suddenly, the whole thing feels too big, too overwhelming. So, you stop. But what if I told you that the key to real, lasting change isn't in the grand gestures, but in the tiny, consistent steps? What if the transformation you're looking for was never meant to be a giant leap, but a series of small steps taken day by day that build on each other? That's the power of incremental change. It's easy to dismiss small actions as meaningless or too insignificant to make a difference. But it's these very actions that, over time, compound and create real progress. The first step starts with realizing that real change doesn't happen overnight. It's not about perfection. It's about progression. 7 days might seem like a small amount of time, but it's enough to create the foundation for something greater. In this video, you'll see how simple daily actions, things you can start today, can start shaping your future self. By the end of the week, you'll begin to notice the shift in your mindset, your energy, and your clarity. Are you ready to see what's possible in just 7 days? Before we begin, please subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on more amazing videos like this. Let's get started. Micro-learning or informal learning as a daily routine. Staying sharp in today's world feels like a constant battle. We're bombarded by distractions at every turn. Social media notifications, the never-ending stream of news, the constant pull of entertainment. It's hard to keep up with everything, let alone take the time to focus on something that truly expands our knowledge. Our attention spans are shorter, our minds pulled in a million directions, and yet we all know the value of learning, of growing, evolving, and staying curious. But how do we make room for that in a world that seems to move faster than we can keep up? That's where the idea of micro-learning comes in. Micro-learning isn't about diving into textbooks or dedicating hours of your day to study. It's about small, bite-sized chunks of knowledge that you can consume daily in the midst of your busy life. We all know that we can't always sit down for an hour-long lecture or spend an entire afternoon reading a book. But what if instead you dedicated just 5 to 10 minutes every day to learning something new? You could watch a short video on YouTube about a topic that interests you, listen to a podcast during your morning commute, or read an article while you wait for your coffee. The key is to seek out small, digestible pieces of information that spark your curiosity. This habit doesn't require a huge commitment. It's about building a routine that keeps your mind engaged and open to new ideas. Pick something that piques your interest, whether it's learning about a historical event, discovering new productivity techniques, or exploring a completely new skill. The beauty of micro-learning is its flexibility. You can make it fit into your day no matter how busy you are. Maybe you listen to a podcast on your lunch break or watch a quick YouTube video while you unwind in the evening. It doesn't matter when or how long as you make it a regular part of your routine. What does this do for you? Well, aside from keeping your mind sharp, it expands your worldview. It helps you see things from new perspectives, fueling your curiosity and sparking ideas you never would have had otherwise. In a world that often feels overwhelming, micro-learning is a powerful tool to stay adaptable and engaged. It's the perfect antidote to mental fatigue because it doesn't require long hours of focus. It's just a few minutes a day, but those minutes add up, building a steady rhythm of growth. Think about it. Over a week, a month, or even a year, those small pieces of knowledge start to accumulate. Suddenly, you're more well-rounded, more knowledgeable, and more confident in your ability to adapt to change. Even when life feels like it's moving at full speed, micro-learning gives you a chance to catch your breath and keep growing, one small step at a time. And that's the magic of it. When you embrace this habit, you're not just learning facts. You're building a mindset of curiosity and resilience. In a world that constantly demands more of us, micro-learning helps us stay present and evolve without feeling overwhelmed. So, what can you learn today? What's something you've always wanted to explore, but never had the time for? Take a few minutes today to dive into that and see how it feels. You'll be surprised by how much it enriches your life and sharpens your mind, one small piece at a time. The key is consistency, and in just 7 days, you'll find that those small steps are already starting to lay the foundation for a more curious, adaptable, and well-informed version of yourself. Embrace the warrior mentality. There's a strange, almost magnetic pull toward comfort, isn't there? We all crave ease, whether it's lounging on the couch after a long day, choosing the path of least resistance, or avoiding those things that make us uncomfortable. And yet, it's when we face discomfort that growth begins. But let's be honest, discomfort feels hard. Whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, it's easy to back away when we feel weak or overwhelmed. Our minds start to convince us that we're not ready, that we're not strong enough. We tell ourselves, "I'll do it tomorrow." And in that moment, we choose comfort over growth. But what if there was another way? Let's take a look at the warrior mentality. Imagine waking up each day with the mindset of someone who thrives in discomfort, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. The warrior doesn't run from difficulty. They face it head-on, knowing that every obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger. The warrior trains their mind to embrace the struggle, because they understand that only by pushing beyond their limits can they discover their true potential. This is the mentality that separates those who stay stagnant from those who constantly evolve. It's not about having the best circumstances. It's about having the strength to thrive no matter what the circumstances are. And you can cultivate this strength one step at a time. For the next 7 days, challenge yourself to take on something difficult, something that makes you uncomfortable. It doesn't have to be the hardest thing you've ever done. The key is to push yourself just beyond your current limits. Maybe you wake up 30 minutes earlier than usual, forcing yourself to start the day with focus and purpose. Perhaps it's committing to a workout that pushes your physical boundaries, or tackling a difficult conversation you've been avoiding. It could even be choosing to sit with your emotions, facing them head-on instead of numbing or running from them. Whatever it is, make it deliberate, make it a small, actionable step toward embracing discomfort every single day. This practice isn't about being reckless or forcing yourself to endure unnecessary pain. It's about understanding that true growth lies in that space just beyond your comfort zone. Every time you choose to face discomfort, you're building resilience, muscle for the mind and body. The warrior knows that discomfort isn't the enemy, it's the forge where strength is made. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, knew this well. He believed that endurance, the ability to withstand difficulty, was a cornerstone of growth. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This isn't just a quote. It's a philosophy that teaches us to embrace what challenges us, because it's these very challenges that shape our character. So, as you move through this week, remember that every obstacle is a chance to train your mind, to harden your spirit, and to grow stronger. The discomfort you face is not a signal to stop. It's a sign that you're on the right path. Each time you lean into that discomfort, you're building the resilience that will carry you through anything life throws your way. At the end of the week, you'll look back not just on the hard things you've done, but on the person you've become in the process. Strength is forged in discomfort. The warrior mentality isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, one step at a time. And as you do, you'll find yourself more prepared for whatever challenges lie ahead, knowing that you are capable of much more than you ever imagined. Build discipline through daily practice. We've all been there, dreaming big, setting lofty goals, and imagining the incredible results we want to see. We get excited, ready to jump in and make a change. But then the hard truth sets in. Results don't happen overnight. The idea of instant transformation, of suddenly being great at something, feels enticing, but it's far from realistic. We want to skip past the struggle and get straight to the end, where success is waiting. But facing reality is realizing that success doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from consistent, daily effort. It comes from the discipline to keep showing up, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is the key that unlocks all the potential you've been hoping to tap into. I'll give you an example. Think of someone who seems naturally gifted at something. Maybe they're a musician, an athlete, or even a writer. It's easy to assume they were born with that talent. But the truth is, talent only gets you so far. The real difference between those who succeed and those who don't is the commitment to consistent practice. I remember hearing about a musician who was far from the most naturally talented in his class. He didn't have the natural ease others seemed to possess, but what he had was discipline. He practiced relentlessly every single day. Over time, his commitment turned what seemed like an insurmountable challenge into second nature. The truth is, discipline trumps talent every time. It's the muscle that turns raw potential into results. For the next 7 days, I challenge you to choose one area of your life, whether it's a skill you want to develop, a fitness goal you want to achieve, or a personal habit you want to strengthen, and practice it daily. Whether it's 10 minutes or an hour, make it a non-negotiable part of your routine. It's not about doing it perfectly. It's about showing up and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. Over the week, you'll start to see the compound effect of your efforts. Small actions, repeated consistently, begin to add up. What seemed like a slow, insignificant effort at first will snowball into something powerful. You'll start to notice improvements in your skill, your focus, and your confidence. That's the beauty of discipline. It doesn't require perfection, only persistence. But discipline isn't just about achieving external results. It's about building character. Every time you choose to practice, you're not just getting better at your chosen skill. You're growing as a person. You're teaching yourself the value of persistence, the power of consistency, and the strength that comes from pushing through resistance. It's a reminder that growth is a process and perfection is an illusion. You don't need to be perfect to improve. You don't need to get it right every time. What matters is that you show up again and again and trust that each practice session is a step closer to mastery. Discipline isn't about being the best right now. It's about becoming better than you were yesterday. And when you take that approach, the results will follow, naturally and steadily. So let go of the expectation of instant success and embrace the process. The results are inevitable when you commit to the work. Discipline, after all, is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Organize your space for greater clarity and productivity. Clutter has a way of creeping into our lives, doesn't it? Whether it's piles of paper on our desks, a chaotic inbox, or a cluttered mind that can't focus for more than a few minutes, the mess adds up. At first, it seems harmless, just one more thing to deal with later. But over time, the clutter starts to weigh on us. It distracts us, makes it harder to think clearly, and drains our energy. You've probably experienced this. The more cluttered things get, the more overwhelmed you feel. Your mind mirrors the mess around you, constantly distracted and clouded, making it harder to focus and be productive. It's as if the physical mess outside reflects an internal state of disorganization. So, how do we break free from this constant feeling of overwhelm? The key lies in organizing your environment. The simple act of clearing clutter can do wonders for your mental clarity. When your space is clean, everything becomes easier. You can find what you need quickly. Your mind feels less chaotic, and the energy in the room shifts. A tidy space creates room for better thinking. It's no coincidence that when we feel productive, our surroundings tend to be more organized. A well-kept space isn't just about appearances, it's about functionality. It's about reducing distractions so your mind can focus on what truly matters. Organizing your environment isn't just about creating an aesthetically pleasing space. It's about giving yourself the mental clarity to think more clearly, to work with focus, and to live with intention. I'd love to challenge you this coming week to spend just 5-10 minutes a day decluttering or organizing one space in your life. Maybe start with your desk, clear off papers, organize your files, and give yourself a clean slate to work with. Or tackle your digital space, sort through your emails, delete files you no longer need, and organize your digital folders. Pick one small area each day, and as you declutter, notice how it makes you feel. At first, it might seem like a small, insignificant effort, but as you continue this habit each day, you'll start to see the cumulative impact. Each small act of tidying up creates more room for focus, creativity, and productivity. It's the compound effect of creating an environment where clarity can thrive. As you clear the physical clutter, take a moment to reflect on how it affects your mental state. A clean space doesn't just help you be more productive, it helps you think more clearly. It creates the mental space to focus on what's important. Just like how decluttering a room makes it easier to find what you need, organizing your thoughts and priorities becomes much easier when your environment is clean and intentional. When you make room in your surroundings, you make room in your mind. The less cluttered your environment, the more space you have to focus on your goals, your passions, and your growth. So, take the first step. Start with one area today. the small wins will build up, and soon you'll realize that by organizing your space, you've also organized your mind. A clean environment isn't just about external order. It's about creating the mental clarity that leads to true productivity and peace of mind. Exercise to boost body and mind. We've all been there. The gym membership, the workout routine, the motivation that comes in waves and quickly fades. At first, we're determined to make fitness a priority. We set goals, buy the gear, and start off strong. But then, somewhere along the way, it starts to feel like a chore. The motivation wanes, and working out feels like something we have to do rather than something we want to do. It's easy to get caught up in the cycle of pushing through just to check the box, but we know deep down that it's not working. Exercise starts to feel like a burden rather than a gift. So what if we could change that? What if we could see exercise not just as a physical obligation, but as an opportunity to elevate not only our bodies, but also our minds? Exercise is far more than just a way to stay in shape. It's a powerful tool for mental and emotional well-being. When you move your body, you do more than burn calories and build strength. You're improving your mood, reducing stress, and sharpening your mind. Studies show that regular physical activity boosts brain function, improves memory, and helps with emotional regulation. It's like a reset button for your mind. The endorphins released during exercise can lift your mood, calm your nerves, and increase your sense of focus and clarity. Exercise isn't just about looking better, it's about feeling better, inside and out. It's a connection that many overlook, but when you begin to experience it for yourself, it becomes impossible to ignore. A workout can be the reset your mind needs to tackle life's challenges with resilience and focus. For the next week, commit to starting with just 10 minutes of exercise each day. Keep it simple and achievable. Consistency is more important than intensity right now. Maybe you start with a brisk walk, some bodyweight exercises like push-ups or squats, or even a quick yoga session. The goal is not to push your limits right away, but to show up every day. Get your body moving, even if it's just for a short time. As you build this habit, try mixing it up to avoid the monotony of doing the same thing every day. Try a new workout style, explore a different activity, or challenge yourself in a new way. The key here is consistency. Don't worry about making it perfect. Just commit to doing it daily. Over time, those 10 minutes will feel less like a task and more like a vital part of your routine. As you continue to exercise, think about the bigger picture. Each time you push yourself physically, you're also pushing yourself mentally and emotionally. Exercise builds resilience. It's not just about physical endurance. It's about learning how to push through discomfort, to show up even when you don't feel like it, and to grow through challenges. That moment when you feel like you can't go any further, whether you're running, lifting weights, or stretching, can teach you more about yourself than any other task. The mental toughness you develop in these moments carries over into other areas of life. You learn that you can handle more than you thought. You learn to sit with discomfort, knowing that it's temporary, and that growth often comes from pushing beyond what you thought were your limits. So as you commit to these daily workouts, remember that you're not just training your body, you're strengthening your mind, your emotions, and your resilience. Exercise isn't just physical, it's a tool for becoming the best version of yourself. When you show up for your body, you're also showing up for your mental and emotional growth. As we reflect on the past week, it's easy to see that small intentional actions add up in ways we don't always notice at first. Whether it was dedicating a few minutes each day to learning something new, embracing discomfort to build resilience, committing to daily practice, organizing your space for clarity, or incorporating exercise to strengthen both body and mind. Each of these habits has laid the groundwork for something bigger. The key takeaway here is simple. 7 days, while short, is more than enough to get the ball rolling. It's the start of a journey, not the end. These small habits are like seeds that, with consistency, will grow into something meaningful and life-changing. But don't stop here. As you continue to integrate these habits into your routine, you'll begin to notice not just changes in the external world around you, but internal shifts as well. Each day you show up for yourself, each time you decide to practice discipline, push through discomfort, or make space for growth, you're creating momentum. The beauty of momentum is that once it's in motion, it becomes easier to keep going. Each step forward builds on the one before, creating a ripple effect of change. It's not about achieving perfection or expecting instant results. It's about committing to the process, trusting that each small action compounds over time, leading to lasting transformation. Change, as we know, is rarely immediate, and it's certainly not always linear. But every day you put in the effort, you're reinforcing the foundation of a better version of yourself. The work you put in now is what will pay off in the future. So, keep going. Remember, the road to transformation is gradual, and it's worth it. It's not about reaching a destination. It's about the ongoing journey of growth, resilience, and self-discovery. If you found these habits helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What habit are you most excited to continue? What other changes are you working on in your life? Let's keep this conversation going and build momentum together. Here's to your continued growth.
Have you ever felt like you were always trying to fit into a form that needed to be more suitable? People today live their lives through social media filters and carefully tailored personas. It's easy to lose sight of who we are. But what if I told you that an old philosophy that has stood the test of time holds the key to your magnetic charisma and living your best life? Stoicism, the philosophical framework that Marcus Aurelius and Seneca followed, gives us a new way to accept our differences and find authentic happiness. Imagine entering a room and getting everyone's attention, not because you're the loudest or flashiest, but because you give off an air of confidence that can't be faked. Think about this. As you scroll through your social media feed, you see carefully chosen pictures of perfection. Sometimes, though, you meet someone sincere who doesn't feel bad about their flaws or mistakes. Suddenly, you're drawn to them like a magnet, amazed by how they can be themselves in a world that often wants everyone to fit in. Or maybe you've felt frustrated when you tried to follow a particular style or dress code, but felt like you were betraying who you were. What if I told you that the key to dressing for success is not to follow trends or spend a lot of money, but to make sure that your outside appearance matches your inner self? These are just hints of how Stoic philosophy can change our lives. It's a way of life that helps us connect with our true selves and develop a charisma that lasts longer than passing trends or societal pressures. By accepting the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, we can find true happiness, meaningful connections, and a life that is lived with purpose. Join me on a transformative journey as we delve into the time-tested Stoic principles that can revolutionize how you perceive yourself and interact with the world. We'll explore powerful ways to express yourself, discover the unparalleled significance of living in the present moment, and unlock the ultimate secret to achieving unshakable confidence and robust health. Get ready to unleash your electrifying magnetism and embrace the authentic, unabashed version of yourself that has been yearning to emerge. The strength of embracing authenticity. Cease the futile debates concerning the nature of a virtuous individual. Embrace the path of wisdom and inner strength. Marcus Aurelius. Have you ever experienced the need to conceal certain aspects of your identity to conform? Those days have come to an end. Stoicism reminds us that embracing what we are is invaluable. Embracing your quirks, passions, and vulnerabilities without apology will allow you to radiate a magnetic energy that naturally attracts others. It's similar to releasing a signal that expresses, "This is my authentic self, unadulterated and genuine." Rest assured, such a level of honesty holds an undeniable allure. Picture yourself walking into a room and immediately drawing everyone's attention, not because you're the most loud or flashy, but because you display an appealing aura. Embracing your true nature holds immense power. Embracing your authentic self creates a profound connection with others, building a sense of harmony. There is an undeniable aura of solid confidence and self-assurance that cannot be imitated or fabricated. So, what is the key to fully embracing your power? It all starts with a moment of deep self-reflection. Dedicating some time to truly comprehend your values, passions, and boundaries is essential. Look at the essence of your vitality, the forces that push you, and how you can harmonize your deeds with your authentic being. Then dare to reveal your authentic self to the world. The key lies in embracing imperfections and staying true to oneself rather than seeking perfection or approval from others. Maintaining integrity by aligning one's words and actions and consistently presenting oneself as genuine and authentic is essential. Dressing for success your way. It is not the man who revels in expensive clothes that are admired, but the man who wears a cheap cloak with a show of respect and good taste. Seneca fashion isn't just about following trends or wearing expensive brands. It's about expressing your unique personality through what you wear. You'll stand out most authentically when you make deliberate choices that align with your values and inner essence. Your style should harmonize with who you indeed are, reflecting the roles you play in life. Think about it. When you wear something that feels right, something that screams, "This is me," how do you think? Confident, comfortable, maybe even a bit invincible? That's because aligning your external appearance with your internal world amplifies your authenticity. It makes you stand out, not because you're flashy or extravagant, but because you're radiating a sense of self that's uniquely yours. So, how do you apply Stoic wisdom to your style? Start by asking yourself what each piece in your wardrobe says about you. Does it align with your values? Does it reflect who you are or who you aspire to be? The goal isn't to impress others, but to express your true self genuinely and effortlessly. Remember, your style isn't static. As you grow and evolve, your style will shift and change. That's perfectly okay. The key is to remain true to yourself through these transitions, allowing your external expression to evolve with your internal journey. Body language, the secret language. The soul takes on the color of its thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Our body language is a secret language that speaks volumes without us uttering a single word. Your posture, gestures, and facial expressions communicate so much to those around you: confidence, approachability, and genuine interest. Being present and mindful of how you physically engage with others will create instant connections and leave a lasting impression. Consider the simple act of maintaining good posture. When you stand tall with your shoulders back and head held high, you're not just telling the world that you're confident, you're telling yourself that you're worthy of respect. This self-assured stance naturally draws people toward you, creating an aura of approachability and trustworthiness. But it doesn't stop at posture. Body language is a powerful tool for effective communication. Our facial expressions, smiles, and eye contact can convey much without uttering words. To master the art of body language, one can apply Stoic principles. It all starts with self-awareness. By observing your nonverbal cues, you can identify whether you are fully present in your interactions or not. Practice being attentive to the person you're engaging with and let your body language flow from a place of sincerity and intention. This will invite genuine interactions and relationships built on trust and respect. So, take charge of your body language and master the art of effective communication. The scent of confidence. How small a portion of vast and infinite eternity is assigned to any individual life. Marcus Aurelius. It's incredible how a single fragrance can transport us back in time, evoke emotions, or even shape our perception of someone. Choosing a signature scent is more than just selecting a perfume or cologne. It's about choosing a scent that becomes an integral part of your identity and leaves a lasting impression without a word needing to be exchanged. Stoicism teaches us the importance of intentionality in all aspects of our lives, including the seemingly mundane choice of a fragrance. It's about selecting a scent that aligns with who you are and the impression you wish to leave on the world, rather than succumbing to the latest trends or the most expensive brand. A carefully chosen fragrance can serve as a reflection of your personality, mood, and even your aspirations. It's like an aromatic fingerprint that says, "This is me." However, choosing this scent requires mindfulness. It involves understanding the fragrances you're drawn to and how they blend with your natural body chemistry, the environments you frequent, and the message you want to convey. The key here is coherence, ensuring that your scent choice extends your personality and values, much like the Stoic principle of living in harmony with one's true nature. It's not about overwhelming those around you with an intense fragrance, but choosing a scent that invites them closer, whispers rather than shouts. It's a scent that lingers in a room, leaving a subtle yet indelible mark, much like the quiet but profound impact we hope to have on the world through our actions and choices, guided by Stoicism. Minding your manners, mesmerizing others. Be overall a prudent good man, and let the immortal principle within you remain free from passion and dispersion. Marcus Aurelius. In an age where digital communication often strips away the nuances of personal interaction, manners offer a bridge back to genuine human connection. But when discussing manners that mesmerize, we're diving into something more profound than just saying please and thank you. We're exploring how the grace of our interactions can leave a lasting impression, much like the enduring wisdom of Stoicism guides us to act with virtue and respect in all aspects of life. Stoicism, with its focus on virtue, self-control, and empathy, aligns perfectly with the concept of mesmerizing manners. It's not just about adhering to social protocols for appearances. It's about displaying respect, kindness, and consideration for others through our actions. This alignment between Stoic principles and our behavior toward others creates a quietly powerful allure. It signals that we're mindful of our actions and deeply respect those we interact with. Consider the impact of genuinely listening when someone speaks, of fully engaging with them without the distraction of our phones or our thoughts. This act of presence, a cornerstone of Stoic practice, communicates that we value the person and the moment we share with them. It's a simple yet profound manner that resonates deeply in today's often disengaged society. Moreover, Stoicism teaches us about the importance of empathy, of understanding and sharing the feelings of others. When our manners are infused with genuine compassion, when we're quick to offer a helping hand or a word of support, we're practicing Stoic virtues in the most relatable ways. These acts of kindness and empathy don't just make us more likable, they draw people to us, creating a magnetic pool of warmth and genuine connection. Laughter, the ultimate icebreaker. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Marcus Aurelius. Laughter has the power to break down barriers and create instant connections. You'll be irresistibly attractive when you can laugh at yourself and find joy in everyday moments. It shows that you don't take yourself too seriously and can find happiness in the simplest things. Plus, who doesn't love someone with a great sense of humor? At first glance, Stoicism and laughter might seem like unlikely companions. Yet Stoicism is about living a good life, finding joy in the present moment, and connecting deeply with others, goals that laughter facilitates. The Stoics understood the value of pleasure and the importance of always not taking life too seriously. They knew that laughter could be a powerful tool for resilience, a way to face the absurdity and challenges of life with a lighter heart. In this shared laughter, we find common ground, a reminder that despite our differences, we all share the capacity for joy. Laughter also embodies the Stoic principle of focusing on the present. In a moment of genuine laughter, we're fully engaged in the here and now, free from worries about the past or anxiety about the future. It's a form of mindfulness, a way of fully appreciating the present moment and the joy it can hold. So, how do we cultivate more laughter in our lives? It starts with not taking ourselves too seriously. It's about being open to the absurdity of life, finding humor in our mistakes, and learning to laugh at ourselves. This doesn't mean ignoring the seriousness of certain situations or dismissing the real challenges we face. Instead, it's about balancing our perspective and recognizing that joy and sorrow are essential parts of the human experience. It's about seeking out and creating opportunities for joy, whether through engaging with light-hearted content, spending time with people who make us laugh, or simply practicing the art of seeing the humor in everyday situations. Self-care, the foundation of confidence. Take care of your body as if you were going to live forever, and take care of your soul as if you were going to die tomorrow. Seneca. In a world that often pushes us to prioritize everything and everyone above ourselves, there's a quiet yet radical act of rebellion that can profoundly transform our lives. Self-care. Taking care of yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally, isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. When you prioritize your well-being, you'll radiate confidence and inner strength that people can't help but be drawn to. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-mastery and understanding what is within our control. In this light, caring for oneself is not selfish, but an exercise in recognizing our responsibility to maintain our well-being. The Stoics believed in the value of the self and the significance of ensuring we are at our best. Why? Because it is only from a place of strength and well-being that we can effectively contribute to the world around us, live by our values, and fulfill our duties to others. From a Stoic perspective, self-care is about showing respect for the gift of life and the body and mind that carry us through it. It's about acknowledging that our capacity to think, feel, and act according to our principles is inherently linked to how well we look after ourselves. This form of self-respect is the foundation upon which we build our interactions with the world. When we value ourselves enough to prioritize our health and happiness, we're better equipped to face life's challenges with resilience and wisdom. In the Stoic philosophy, self-care is more than just physical wellness. It encompasses the development of a resilient mind and emotional fortitude. This is achieved through mindfulness, reflective thinking, and engaging in activities that nourish us intellectually and spiritually. Taking a holistic approach to self-care ensures that we are physically fit and mentally and emotionally equipped to face life's challenges with confidence and purpose. Listen closely, my dear companions, According to the Stoics, true happiness and fulfillment can only be achieved by living in harmony with virtue and reason. By embracing these ancient principles, you will unlock your true potential and become a magnetic force that attracts positivity, confidence, and meaningful connections. So confidently embody these principles, for they will undoubtedly lead you to a life of purpose and fulfillment. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a pathway to living your best life. A life where you're unapologetically yourself, radiating confidence and charisma that will inspire those around you. When you embrace your authenticity, dress for success in your unique way, master the secret language of body language, cultivate a signature scent that reflects your essence, mind your manners, and mesmerize others, embrace laughter as the ultimate icebreaker, and prioritize self-care as the foundation of confidence, you'll unlock a magnetism that draws people toward you effortlessly. Let's go out and be our extraordinary and unique selves. The world is ready for us. By embracing the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, we can witness a transformation in our lives that opens doors to profound connections, personal growth, and a deep sense of fulfillment that radiates from within.